Are you excited about the World Cup? Because we are, and we're talking about the top goal scorer betting now here at Sporting Bet. Marco here, my colleague here, looking at the odds with me on who's going to finish at the top of the scoring charts come July the 13th. Mark, naturally we look at it in market order. And of course the man at the top of the betting, 15-2 favourite with Sporting Bet is of course Lionel Messi. Incredible player for the last half decade now, a huge world figure. And but is it fair to say, Mark, he's never had an outstanding World Cup? There's a lot of parallels here with Diego Maradona in 1986. I know he's the same age. Do you think he could have as big an impact in 2014 as Maradona did in '86?
He certainly could do, Chris. There's no doubting that whatsoever. The guy's an incredible talent. There's no need to eulogise over that. We all know it. Looking at him from a pure betting point of view to win the top goal scorer, I think there's better bets around than backing 15-2 on Messi. If I was a bookmaker, I wouldn't be too keen on taking too much cash on him. That's why they're keeping him very short. He scored 10 goals in qualifying. He scored 18 in his last 17 games for Argentina, and that's because Sabella, the coach, has finally found a position for him, finally got him playing to his strengths in the national team. That involves a front three for Argentina: Aguero, Higuain and Messi. Aguero and Higuain, two outstanding strikers. Their role is to drag defenders out of play and give Messi the space to do his thing. He's going to have a load of opportunities. A group, Bosnia, Nigeria and Iran, they should hack up on the goals, Argentina, and he should get plenty of goals. 15-2 for me is just a little bit too short for an outright bet.
Nice one, good thoughts there. Cristiano Ronaldo is next in the bet at 12-1. Of course, we saw him at the end of last month there. You know, shut off. What a body. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, incredible performance. Of course, he won the Ballon d'Or in January. You know, it's almost like he's went up another level in the last 12 months, and that could be filled to the ultimate level if he wins this Golden Boot at 12-1. Do you think he will do that?
I think he's an interesting one, especially. I mean, I like Portugal. I think they can go well in this tournament. I think they've got a lot of things in their favour. You mentioned the unbelievable season he's had, but what about the playoff performance for Portugal against Sweden? He just dragged them through the playoff. Absolutely outstanding performance. They lack a centre forward at Portugal. He'll be expected to step up. The onus is on him to score the goals to drag them through this tournament. I certainly think he's the best bet of the front runners, probably the top 4, 5, 6 in this market. I think he's the best bet at 12-1, but I wouldn't be backing him myself.
Okay, the same price at 12-1 is Neymar, of course, Brazil's main hope here, and it would be extremely fitting, Mark, if Neymar ended up at the top of the scoring charts. I still get the impression though some people are yet to be convinced on Neymar. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think so. I think he had an outstanding Confederations Cup this time last year, the warm-up event, but he's had quite a stop-start season with Barcelona. Had some very niggly injuries as well, so he's not really been fit. Huge pressure on his young shoulders as well. He has got an outstanding goal-scoring record for the national team, but it's worth noting since 1978, only 2 Golden Boot winners have actually played for the home nation as well. Goes against him, but interestingly, half the money we've seen in the outright market for the top goal scorer has been on Neymar or Messi. Personally, he's not for me.
Okay, the fourth and final player we'll talk about from the front end of the betting is Sergio Aguero, Manchester City. Sergio Aguero, we saw him this season in England. He's been fantastic. 14-1 here to win the Golden Boot. How do you feel about Aguero?
Huge fan of Aguero, outstanding ability. I think if you look at his shot conversion rate, his goals per minute rate, it's actually quite scary. Up with the best in Europe and the world. Injuries are his big problem. He's seen it for the second season running now in the Premier League. He's been unable to stay fit throughout the full season. So whether he can play more than 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a World Cup, it's got to be doubted. I think the Premier League players don't often perform well and score goals in the World Cup. No Premier League player has actually scored more than 3 goals at a World Cup since the Premier League began. It's just one stat against him, but I think there's better bets elsewhere.
Yeah, and, let's look down the betting, and we always, again, we sometimes see unfancied players at huge odds getting involved with this competition. I mean, Alex Salenko in 1994 springs to mind, Gary Lineker in 1986, if you want to be honest. Just looking here, Mark, Fred 16-1, Luis Suarez 16-1, Balotelli, of course, had a great year 2012 at 28, the Hulk at 40-1. Anyway, I'll stop quoting players. You just tell me some players have caught your attention at big prices.
Right, I've got 4. Firstly, it's not so big, but it's just outside that front bunch. Gonzalo Higuain. We mentioned the Argentina's group is very soft. They avoid the hot climates. They should hack up for plenty of goals, and Higuain has to be considered at the price at 18 to 1 when you see what Messi's at 15 to 2. He's the bigger price of all three Argentina strikers. He's got a very good season with Napoli, his first season in Italy, 17 and 32, averages goal every 1.7 games for the national side. He scored one less than Messi in qualifying despite playing 3 games less. Scored 4 and 4 in 2010 at the World Cup. If they get to the quarters, which they should do, he's definitely the better value bet from those three. I like Karim Benzema, he's 28 to 1, another very solid season at Real Madrid. When he scores, France just don't lose. They've got a great draw as well. They should hack up in a group with Honduras and Ecuador. Frank Ribery, of course, supplying him. They're not going to be short of opportunities, the French team. My only fear is whether Deschamps really lets them release the shackles and go out and score some goals. He could easily have 3 or 4 goals going into the knockout rounds. Going up in price up to Marco Reus, 50 to 1. I think you've got to look at the Germans. I think they're averaging 15 goals per tournament in the last 3 World Cups. They scored at least 3 in 9 of their 10 qualifying games. They've got the firepower and from midfield to supply. There are doubts over whether Klose or Gomez will start. He could play a false 9. Royce is definitely a candidate for that. He had a fabulous season with Dortmund. He's a beautiful player to watch. Scores plenty of goals. Excellent from dead ball situations as well. And finally,
because I'm just looking at paper, he's 100 to 1 shot, guys. 100 to 1 shot. You gave us Switzerland at 100 to 1 an outright video we filmed earlier in the week. You've got another 100 to 1 shot here. Let's tee it up.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit of value, to be honest. It's a big price outside. Ibisevic from Bosnia, Vedad Ibisevic, 100 to 1. You've got Edin Dzeko there, who's probably the headline grabber for Bosnia at 66 to 1. Fearsome striking record for the national team, but so does Ibisevic. And I don't know why he's 100 to 1 and Dzeko 66 to 1. He's just unfashionable, really. A real fiery character. Often loses discipline in matches, which one to watch out for. But he averages a goal every other game in the Bundesliga, where he's been playing for Hoffenheim and this year Stuttgart, who've been fighting relegation as well. Had an awful season. Got a very strong all-round game as well. Great in the air. And what I love about this bet is the Bosnian coach Safet Sušić has made absolutely no excuses for the way his team is going to play. They're going to go gung-ho. They're going to all-out attack. It's really make or break, and it really relies on Ibisevic and Dzeko to score the goals. I think Argentina's defence is far from solid. You've got Iran in that group and Nigeria in that group. 100 to 1. It should give you a decent outside bet.
Fascinating stuff, Mark. Definitely. Let's tail this video off with your solid pick. Perhaps just a straight win pick, your top goal scorer, and an each way pick as well at a big price.
I'll go Higuain at what is he? 18 to 1. And why not Ibisevic at 100 to 1?
There you have it.